Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the AMX 13F3AM, the Tier 6 French SPG. This one's located on the eastbourne of Malinovka, and it's under the command of the amazing Ronaldo. And yes, he's sent in a second replay, which I didn't see before I recorded the first video. Okay, well, his reload is 27.76 seconds, the standard reload 30.58. It is quite a long reload, but it is a 155mm howitzer capable of 630 alpha, 39mm of pen, and the burst radius is actually 7.6 meters. Now it's based on the hull of an AMX 13-ton tank, so it's actually quite nippy. Top speed is 60 kilometers an hour, which is actually very fast for an Arty. And with the stock gun, it can actually be quite maneuverable as well. I think he saw that super chappy, and he's having a quick look to see if he can spot him. He might be in one of those bushes. I'd give it a go. Grounds out. Oh, he stopped looking. No, don't do that. If you shoot a round, please do try to look where the round goes, because if you don't, we don't get to see the kill. And there's no point in recording a video where all you do is see an Arty firing and then look away immediately afterwards, because we can all do that. It's the skill that you actually get a hit or something. That's what really makes it count. Okay, could be in the spotting bush, but in fact he's not. He's actually in that bush. He's been spotted. I'd give it a go now, because he's going to move. Oh, you missed the chance. And the kill instead went to our MT-25. But it frightened the enemy MT-25 out of the bushes and made him run away. Okay, he's in a Tier 6 game with Tier 6 tanks in it only. And there's a target, the Su-100, and he's dialing in. Line up ahead of its path, rounds out, looks good. Oh, now he did get a direct hit because his shell actually managed to hit the target directly, and it was the kill shot came from the KV-2. So, or was it? No, it was the Hellcat actually. He got a blind kill. So I suspect that the amazing Ronaldo did get few of the hit points before he was taken out. Okay. What he's getting at the moment, yes, he's just noticed that he's centered his arc, because you've only got on this Arty, you've only got 35-degree arc, so you need to have it down the center. Otherwise, every time you move the vehicle, your reticule will bloom. Rounds out, looks good. And it's a direct hit. Now, we've got a couple of tanks going up the hill. In fact, we've got 3 tanks going up the hill right now. With a bit of luck, what will happen is that he'll get a chance to start shooting at that VK36-1H. KV-2. Now, he just killed RT-52. We're almost loaded. He's lining up the shot ahead of the path. And the guy moves forward. Rounds out. Well, we got an explosion, so it could have been near the target. You can see how most of our tanks vacated the F7 firing position. And in fact, actually, a lot of them been killed. With 4 tanks down on the enemy at the moment. There's the VK up on top of the hill. He's going up against our KV-2. And they're probably going to play peek-a-boom. So let it dial in on the VK. Oh, he goes. Okay, so the KV-2 just got a lovely derp. I think there's an AMX 13F11 down below at the base of the cliff, but we can't see him at the moment. I'm just having a quick look elsewhere. Oh, Striv M4257. Let it settle. Guy's pulling back, aim ahead of its path, and rounds out, looks good. Oh, falls short. At least he got some stun assist out of that one. It all counts. And he's recorded as having no actual damage at the moment, but we know that he's had several blind hits, which are probably substantial amounts of hit points. Okay, well, the Type 58's decided to go deep on the AMX 12-ton. Beautiful shot, right on the money. Even though it's a fairly blown reticule, he's still got an accurate shot. And he's got his first kill of the game. Nice. Okay, we're waiting for another target to come to sight. The Type 58 is doing a quick scouting run near the lake. He might be the first to find somebody. He has found somebody. In fact, it's the MT-25. He's got into the lake itself to use the ground against us. But the Type 58's having none of that, and he wants that kill. So he's going after the guy with the 85mm gun, but unfortunately he went too deep there. Can we get a shot? As the guy goes up the ramp, he'll be vulnerable, but we're not loaded yet. So, oh. But he is a one-shot now. If we put the shell anywhere near him, and he's gone. Kill shot for that one goes to the Hellcat again. Well, the score's now equalized with 8-8. So that's the good news. The bad news is we've got no enemy in sight, so therefore we've got nothing to shoot at just yet. We know that the enemy can see our tanks on top of the hill because they just took a pot shot at our KB2. I suspect that they've got a Hellcat in the tree line around about the 5 column, somewhere around about there. Type 64 coming in from the west. Now would be a good time to actually move our position and go further up the hill to stop that guy getting an easy shot on us. We've got the T-21 nearby, but it certainly would be better for us if we have more teammates. The Hellcats decided to turn round because that Type 64 looks a bit of a threat. Okay, still looking up onto the hill. The other thing you can do as an Arty player is you look ahead of where your teammates are looking. So if you know in advance exactly where they are trying to, where they're going to be approaching and where the enemy tanks might be, then you can fire or aim ahead of their path as far as their view range is and then get shots on the enemy. Unfortunately, we just lost our Hellcat to the Type, and we can splash kill him with a round. So now would be a good time to get a shot in, then let it settle in. If he gets this, he's going to be a happy bunny. Go now. Rounds out. 84 hit points. And the kill shot comes out in the end to the Hellcat, the other Hellcat on our team. And now we've got an enemy Hellcat coming to sight. And he's going to be going to the corner. So now we can put shells directly onto the corner. And that'll persuade the guy not to come around the corner. That's it. Ooh. Rounds out. Looks good. Yes. Excellent. 167 hit points of damage. And a load of stun assists directly afterwards as well. And the kill shot goes to our M44. Yep, that certainly worked. That worked very well indeed. Okay, the KV2 is waiting on top of the hill. He's just said in chat for his repair kit to fix, and then he's going to go down. Whereas Amazing Ronaldo is saying, wait for our spotter. Ideally, we need the Hellcat to make a quick run north of the lake to find the KV2. And then as soon as he's found him, then our KB2 can go to work on him. Got one up on top of the hill looking down. The other one's getting close. The Hellcat's going up the north side of the lake. The T-21's holding the south area just in case that SU-100 turns up. And the KV-1S has just been spotted. And I think he's AFK. He looks like he's not moving. And he's just taking the dirt. Rounds out. Oh, you looked away! Oh! Well, the kill shot went to the M44 in the end. Please don't look away. It happens to me occasionally by accident that I'll look away at the wrong moment. I press the buttons too hard to kill the enemy opponent, and it takes me out of aim view at the wrong moment when I want to see what my shell does. But the other KV2's made it down to the tree line, so now would be a good time to aim ahead of his path and see what he sees. And then as soon as he spots one of the enemy tanks, you hit them with an RT shell, and that stuns them. We're looking in between the cap area and where the KV2 is at the moment. He's just found someone. It's one of the enemy Arties, and he's about to die. He suffers ram. There's the KV2. Go for him. Go for the KV2. Oh, you hit the wrong target there. He fires into the corner. The KV2 on the enemy team just took out our KV2. If he'd actually gone for the KV2, the enemy KV2, he might have been able to stun him in time before he managed to get a derp in. He thinks that the other Arty is in the corner, and it's a Hummel. Okay, it's 5 versus 3 now. No tracer in sight. They're saying move the T21 up. I would say that's probably not a good idea with the SU-100, just the other side of the field. If that SU-100 is still there, the T-21 would get wiped out in one shot. The best thing right now is for both Arties to get moving over to the other side of the battlefield. Maybe to get north of the lake. There's the KV-2 again. Rounds out. Yes, he's too far away, you see. That's the problem. You need to get closer to the enemy so you can react to a target that suddenly comes into sight. If you'd been closer, then the reaction time would have been quicker and you would have got a direct hit. But the KV-2 had enough time to get out of the way because you were firing from one end of the battlefield diagonally to the other field. And there's the tree being knocked down, which gives you an indication where he is. Oh, he's gone down by the water. Okay. Rounds out, and well, he got some damage. His was the close shot. The M44 was the one that was further away. But our M44 is still well, not far away from us. You need to move up. You need to get closer to the enemy. Use your W key. As soon as you get closer, then not only can you possibly contribute to the capping, if necessary, put pressure on the enemy, but you can also get quicker shots on target. The KV-2 is a splash kill now. Rounds out. This could be a kill. Unfortunately, the kill goes to the M44. Our shell overshot. But the Hummel was in the corner, just as he said, and it looks like he's trying to drown himself. What a loser. You don't drown yourself, Arty. Never drown. Always fight to the last. And if you can, make your death hilarious. That benefits everyone. One of the things that I have considered doing is if I'm ever playing with Steve Walst on Honest Gaming when he's on his live stream, then if necessary, during our gaming, I will at one point, if he gets close enough, I will surrender and raise my gun, and then the hilarity will begin as they attempt to try and drown me. The other tanks attempt to drown me by pushing me to water, which would be hilarious, but that's only for the fun of it. It's not serious gaming at that point. But they're sitting in the cap. They're not going after the SU-100. And at this point, yeah, as I said, both Arties should be over the other side of the battlefield by now. If that SU-100 turns up, he's not going to have much time to get the aiming on target. Whereas if he's closer, he might be able to get a quick shot on target to make it work. He's aiming in general area. There's the SU-100. Fires the round in, and bit late, but he does stun the guy, and they've capped out to win. So the SU-100 left it too late. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was another second-class tanker to the Amazing Ronaldo, in the AMX 13 F3AM. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 10 in that game. And he also got a Confederate in this game for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. His win rate from that one, 2,549, which is Unicum standard. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he didn't get the highest damage in the game. That went to the KB2 on the enemy team, who got a high caliber for 2,549 hit points. Second highest damage in this game actually went to the KB2 on his own team with 2,404. And the third highest damage was the Hellcat with 1,695 hit points. And he picked up a Confederate as well. And we can see that the Amazing Ronaldo actually came in fourth on damage with 1,584. So not a bad showing. When it came to kills, the top scorer was the M44 on his team and the KB2 on the enemy team. Both had 4 kills each. 3 kills went to the Hellcat and 2 kills went to the KB2, the Excalibur, the SU-100 and the VK3601H on the enemy team, all with 2 kills. And when it came to the Amazing Ronaldo, he only got 1 kill in the game. But when it came to base XP, he's actually in 3rd place because the Hellcat managed 914, the KB2 882, and then we've got the Amazing Ronaldo with 827. He fired 15 rounds in the game, which is a decent amount of ammunition, but it did go down almost to the wire. 3 direct hits on the enemy, 1 penetrating shot, and 11 splash. Damage of 1,584 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damage 9 of the enemy, killed 1, so there's the Confederate. 766 hit points of stun assist off 11 stuns. Not enough stun assist really for you to get the ace tanker. You really need to focus on looking at tanks that the enemy, or looking ahead of where your teammates can see, so that you hit the enemy tanks the moment they get spotted, and then you can get the stun assist because your teammates will follow up your shot with a shot of their own, and then you'll pick up stun assist out of it. On a premium count, he earned 47,600 credits from that game, and he also got 8,686 experience points, so he's actually getting a lot more experience in the game. He got a mission completion in that one as well, so yes, he's building up the experience of his crews so he can get them to a decent level, and then they'll be really accurate. The one thing I think he was missing in this game really was the fact that he didn't move closer to the enemy. I'm afraid a lot of Arty players get accused of not knowing where their W key is. We do know where it is, actually, funnily enough, and a lot of players are rather tactical. They will move forward and get closer to the enemy, because the closer you are to the enemy, the quicker the reaction shot. If you suddenly spot an enemy out of nowhere and you happen to be, say, in a position halfway up the battlefield, then it's going to be much faster reaction. You're going to save yourself about 2 seconds of flight time on the shell. Much more chance of actually hitting the target the moment that they're spotted. And then they may not have reacted. They may not have moved. Their sixth sense may have not gone off yet by the time that you've put the shell in flight. And by the time they actually do hit their motion keys, then the shell's almost on top of them, and it's too late for them to do much about it. So it's definitely worth considering using your W key, moving about the battlefield, and getting closer to the enemy. If Amazing Ronaldo in that battlefield had actually gone up via the lakeside, because we knew that the SU-100 wasn't in that general area, we thought he was down by the water. He was down by the water. If he'd moved up right through the center of the map, right next door to the lake, using the bushes for cover, and of course the ground depression next to the lake, he could have actually got very, very close to the enemy, so that when the enemy did get spotted, he'd get a very, very quick snapshot into him that would kill him outright. Alternatively, he could have gone north of the lake, up onto the heights, and shot from down there. He would have been safe from there, and of course, he would have had the benefit of not worrying about should he actually get spotted or move. Just like in the last battle, in the last video that we did, which was the one on Ensk, which I can show the results for there. You can see he's improved because he's now got the Confederate. In that battle, he failed to move. He failed to use his W key, and he got killed because the VK came looking for him and found him. If he'd used the W key and moved over to the other side of the battlefield, into the field area where his teammates were, then he would have been protected, because there's no way the enemy would have got at him. In fact, the moment that the VK was spotted by his teammates, then he would have had the benefit of actually being able to shoot at that enemy. Arties tend to have rather myopic view range, unless you're actually in the Fifi with a 390 meter view range. The AMX 13 F3AM, for that matter, only has 270 meters view range, so you can't see very far. A tank can obviously see further than that. So you need to move, use your W key, move about the map to get better angles on the enemy, to get away from the enemy if you think the enemy's coming after you, and also to stay with your teammates and possibly help them if you can get a quicker reaction shot with a bigger punch into the enemy so that they're stunned, so that they're slow, and your teammates get an easy kill. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed those. Amazing that it is amazing Ronaldo, that he actually got 2 replays in a go. But I actually saw the first one and thought, well, you know, he's just joined the channel and he gets his first chance to be on YouTube. And I actually then saw that he had put up another replay, so we've done that one as well. We won't do that all the time, by the way. You need to show us something, some actual progress, and you are actually getting somewhere. And you did in this follow-up battle. You actually did improve because you've now got a medal as well for your efforts. But it'd be nice to see by the time you win the next replay that you actually do move forward and try and turn that to your advantage. Because so many of our members have actually won battles, never been seen by the enemy, but they've won battles by capping out in the enemy cap. And of course, then they get the Raider Invader medal, as well as all the damage that they managed to accumulate whilst they were on their way to the cap. So if you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.